somebody you admire, somebody you respect, or maybe even love. And it feels good. I mean, if you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your penis, it feels good. Right. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good. And when I first said this years ago, people were like, you're crazy, because everybody wants to believe it's like sex and you're being thrown up against the wall and you're being raped. And I have said for years, if the abuse is any good.
And put it on my face.
I eat shrimp. How old are you? 12. Oh, okay. Only to 10.
What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like.
What is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean. That's what it is.
And so to hear people say things that are just crazy, like I'm a part of a cabal and there's a whole conspiracy, which that stuff.
Oprah just can't catch a break, and she has no one to blame but herself. This woman is even on interviews now claiming that she has been crying herself to sleep because of the allegations about her. But baby, Terrence Howard isn't letting any of that sympathy talk get to him at all, because right after she said all this, he popped out with his own allegations, and it's probably the nastiest stuff you'll hear today. He exposed everything about her, including how she tried to get him to sleep with her, the truth behind her shady all-girls school, as well as how she has allegedly been getting paid millions of dollars to destroy the careers of Black women in the industry. Okay, so if you've been on the internet these last few days, then you already know that every celebrity has been getting dragged badly because of the Epstein files. But baby, some of them have definitely been getting more heat than others, and Oprah is one of the ones people have been going in on. And it's all because at one point in her life, she was very close friends with people like Harvey Weinstein. And then, of course, there is her all-girls school she built in South Africa back in 2007. There's been this wild theory that the school might have been connected to a similar network that is being exposed right now. And this conspiracy only gets worse when you find out that over some students in the school were allegedly reported missing, and they have still not been found to this day. Not only that, there were SA allegations and even reports of a lifeless newborn found in a trash bin. The school's dorm matron, Virginia Tiny Makopo, was literally charged with 13 counts of SA and physical aggressive attack on 6 girls students. Mind you, this school was for girls whose families couldn't afford education. They pretty much had nowhere else to go. So it is definitely not a good look for Oprah.
Oprah Winfrey has had a lot of controversy around her African school for girls, with huge conspiracy theories starting that these girls were going missing from Oprah's school. All of these theories started shortly after Oprah opened her school in 2007, and the matron of that school was charged with SA of 7 different girls. Oprah ended up offering a public apology to the parents and the children, and citing her own SA incidents in this apology. But the matron would then be found not guilty of these crimes. But then it shocked the nation because shortly after this, Oprah's school was hit with another SA allegation. 7 students were suspended for harassing and fondling classmates. And a lot of people thought that this stemmed from the very first incident, because why would these children be acting like this? And the rumors started swirling after this point because they just didn't understand how these things could happen so close to one another. And then boom, there was another investigation at Oprah's school after the body of a newborn was found in a girl's book bag.
But it doesn't end there. In fact, people found some stuff that hints at Oprah also allegedly being involved in consumption theory. If y'all remember, there was this whole conspiracy theory going on back in the day about the elites being part of a cult that liked to munch on you-know-what to maintain their power and control as some sort of ritual. Now, of course, it was mostly the Clintons being accused of this, But some people believed that other celebrities were involved too. Well, fast forward to 2026, and the Epstein files have pretty much confirmed that this barbaric act was in fact happening. In fact, people did some more digging, and they found multiple instances of celebrities obsessively talking about pizza. Except, now we know the pizza they were talking about might not just be a pizza.
What's your favorite comfort food?
Cheese!
My comfort food. Oh, boy, pasta!
Her parties are incredible at her house, too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza,
Wonderful pizza. All right,
For years, there has been a long-standing conspiracy theory that Hollywood and the elites harvest the blood of young people and transfuse it in order to reverse age. And now the Epstein files might have revealed that that is in fact true. In this email to Jeffrey Epstein, it says, all you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. This is where adrenochrome comes into play. It is a real chemical compound found in the when the body is in a fight or flight situation. And we know that the kids that were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's network were definitely put into fight or flight. And of course, we've seen Hollywood elites like Chrissy Teigen tweet about how they're going to a party where they're serving up 4-year-old cheese pizza with adrenochrome and, of course, the eye emoji. And according to the FBI code words, cheese stands for little girl and pizza stands for girl. Now back to the email. The subject is Dr. Agus, a professor of medicine and biomedical engineering at USC, pretty local to Hollywood. He is also the founding director and CEO of the Ellison Medical Institute. You know, the medical institute funded by Larry Ellison, the new owner of TikTok. And he's also hosted a Paramount show with big celebs like Ashton Kutcher and Oprah Winfrey. If you know, you know.
And just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, Terrence also stepped into the chat and spilled major tea about how Oprah has allegedly sabotaged the careers of a lot of Black artists, including his own. Apparently, this is actually what started their beef in the first place. Now, just for a little bit of context, their beef started when they both starred in the 2013 movie The Butler. In the movie, they had a real steamy scene that had folks talking for months. During the press run for the film, this was all the interviewers kept bringing up, and Terrence was happy to talk about it. He said he loved filming the intimate scenes with Oprah, and that getting to work closely with her was amazing.
To be able to make out with Oprah, to have love scenes with her and those tiggle bitties. I mean, she's such a lovely, voluptuous woman. So being able to, she's very, very, very beautiful, and that was wonderful. That was wonderful.
A lot of folks weren't feeling this at all because they thought he was being disrespectful to Oprah. But Oprah herself didn't seem bothered by Terrence going on about all that. Listen, Oprah even hinted she'd be interested in some private time with Terrence if he was up for it.
I would have loved to have been rolling in the sheets with Terrence. I'd like to give that a try one afternoon.
Now, despite all the flirty energy and their rumored thing going on, word on the street is Terrence didn't hesitate to call Oprah out when he learned she was out here ruining careers, especially when she supposedly blackballed Taraji after she spoke up about getting underpaid for the color purple. Apparently, Terrence was more upset at the fact that she had done this to a bunch of other Black actors just to appease her white audience. And every time she's called out for it, she made it look like they were making it up. If y'all remember, she and 50 Cent got into it about this, and he said, "I think she caters to older white women. Oprah's audience is my audience's parents. So I couldn't care less about Oprah or her show. She was completely against everything that was in my music. So she ain't never going to have me on that show. I'm never going to reach that platform, which is confirmation of you being a huge success. So I just said, okay, if we can't be friends, then at least let's be enemies. I'm actually better off having friction with her." And then, of course, there is the entire fallout with Ludacris as well.
She had made about, I was there for Crash, for the movie. Yeah. And basically she said something about not agreeing with my music, but she thought I did great in the movie. And of course I was up there with the whole cast of Crash. And so I didn't necessarily felt like that needed to be said. You know, you didn't agree with my music. And even if you don't agree with certain songs I made, say you don't agree with certain songs, don't say you just don't agree with all of my music.
Right.
She was able to say what she said, and then I had my rebuttal, and when I saw the final show, her comments were in there.
Right, was in there, but yours wasn't in there.
And mine weren't in there, so it just looked like I kind of took it.
Wow.
Like, was just quiet and didn't
Are you
say
a yes
nothing.
man?
After Luda's situation, people started bringing up Dave Chappelle because Oprah had pulled something real similar with him. After his famous $50 million deal with Comedy Central collapsed, there were whispers that Comedy Central supposedly tried to take him out. So when he sat down with Oprah for an interview, she just kept pushing this whole narrative that he was some unstable guy who was making stuff up just to get attention.
Saying that you had become increasingly paranoid. Would you say you were paranoid?
Sure. First of all, what is a black man without his paranoia intact? You might win $100 in a poker game and be on the subway. You're gonna look over your shoulder. They just said in everything I had $50 million. That's like making me a marked man.
So did you go to a psychiatric hospital?
In South Africa?
Yeah.
Who is me? I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid, like, you know.
But you were stressed out. That's why.
There's no question. But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you.
And then there's Monique, who we all know has been calling out Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels for supposedly blackballing her after she wouldn't do an unpaid promotion for the movie Precious.
We got labeled as difficult because I said one word, and that was no. Now, I said no to some very powerful people. I said no to Oprah Winfrey. I said no to Tyler Perry. I said no to Lee Daniels. And I said no to Lionsgate.
Oh, and we can't overlook how she attacked Toni Braxton when she was a guest on her show. Toni said she felt awful because she used to be a massive fan before they met. But Oprah really tore into her about the most trivial things during that interview, just to appeal to her white audience.
She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock. Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now? 100%. 100%? 100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me. I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused this. She says to me, I hear you have Gucci flatware. I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware. First of all, I didn't know Gucci made silverware. You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What do you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big, this big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down on me.
So were you spending, okay, that's the key there, Toni. Okay. Are you spending money when there's no money coming in?
I was spending money on touring. Touring is very expensive. Like, you know this, Oprah. You're here in the studio. You have to pay for these lights. You have to, you have to pay for every single thing.
I need to go home soon.
And they'll come and auction the home and everything.
Auction your home? So where are you going to stay?
Well, I can always stay with Mom.
Always go home.
Now, when it comes to Terrence, y'all know he prefers staying out of the public eye with drama, so he didn't put Oprah on blast publicly. But from what sources are saying, they got into a serious, heated exchange about it privately, especially after the whole Taraji mess. Some people are even speculating that Oprah could be the next big name to face consequences after Diddy. I guess we'll just have to wait and see whether that's really gonna play out or not. As usual, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, I never liked Oprah. Something about her just didn't sit well with me. Another person said, that woman is so corrupt and so many people looked up to her that shouldn't if they knew the real her. When you're connected to all these that is not oops. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Oprah getting dragged by Terrence? And do you really believe all the wild allegations people are making? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.